Hello, this is Father Lou Scurti with the Weekday Word. Today is another Q&A session. The questions I am going to entertain today are from a class of sixth graders in Willingboro, New Jersey. They are Meghan Reardon's class at the Pope John Paul II Regional School in Willingboro, New Jersey. The principal is Catherine Zaola, and Dr. or Miss Zaola, thank you very much for allowing us to use these questions from Meghan Reardon's sixth grade class. These questions Meghan are reflective of Meghan's seriousness. Meghan is a very, very bright person. She was a member of William Patterson University Catholic Campus Ministry. She was president of the club, as a matter of fact, when I was there. And she's always very, very intelligent in approaching her faith and her life. So she asked her students to take me seriously. Give me some questions and check out if Scurti is going to answer them. Well, Scurti is answering them. As a matter of fact, Meghan is one of the first people in campus ministry who used the term Scurtied. It was in reference to someone being asked to do something by Father Lou. So if you walked into the chapel and you had a suggestion like, Father Lou, why don't we put something over there to decorate for Lent, I'd say, you're in charge and you were Scurtied. And that was Meghan who created that terminology. So thank you, Meghan. Okay, so Scurti, Father Lou, is going to answer some other questions. Okay, this question comes from Meghan's sixth grader, Brooke. How did different religions and languages spread across the world in the BC times? Traditionally, BC means before Christ. So, before Christ, how did languages and religions spread across the world? Whoa, Meghan, you're going to have to do some geography with your students on this one. If you look at the world map, you realize people came from different parts of the world, and historically, the origins are Asian, and sometimes the origins are African. Maybe because I'm not a scientist or an anthropologist, I can't give you the exact years, but millions of years ago. Okay. In the caves of two places I'm going to use as a reference, one are the caves in Lascaux, which is a section of southern France, and another is the caves of Altamira, which is in Spain. Both of those caves, now these are what we call Paleolithic, early Stone Age people who lived there. These are caves decorated by Paleolithic people, and they show different aspects of getting in touch with God, getting in touch with the divine. They had no name for God, and we use them as reference points to people's early search for finding God in their lives. Okay, hundreds of years later, many, many years later, different people spread throughout the world, and they grow up in tribes, and each tribe has its own shaman, which is a witch doctor, but a good witch doctor, a religious leader, who interpreted things for them. When the sun was out, they would say, God is smiling on us. When it was flooding, God was punishing us. Well, that would be their interpretation many times throughout ancient history. We get up to about 1800 BC, which is not that long ago in reference to the creation of the world or Paleolithic people. About 1800 years ago, a man called Abram received an inspiration from God. In the Bible, we're told that God spoke to him. Well, did God speak to him with his mouth or in his heart? We don't know. But the people of Abraham's family and lineage and successors later on wrote down the stories. Okay, now they weren't there at 1800 BC, but so they wrote down the stories based on oral tradition, what the older people told, what the elders told around the campfires, say. Well, these people who followed Abram were inspired to follow him to the promised land. And Abram is so faithful to God that eventually he changes his name to Abraham and makes a promise that his descendants will be as many as the stars in the sky and the sands in the sea. So all of the successors of Abram, who became Abraham, are now Jews, Muslims, and Christians. When time goes on and Jesus is born, and we'll equate that around the year 6, so year 6 backwards from today, Jesus is born. Jesus lives on earth around 30 years. He teaches a different kind of relationship to God based on love. So that's the answer to how many different kinds of religions and languages? Almost as many as you could think of until BC becomes AD, which means Anno Domino, which means the year of our Lord. BC is before Christ, Anno Domino, Latin words, year of our Lord, which is today. I hope that starts answering your question, Brooke, on the number of religions and languages in antiquity. And let me give you one last question. Why can only Catholics receive the body and blood of Christ? And that's such a good question. I'm going to answer that on a subsequent show. God bless you, and stay well. Keep asking questions, and search for the answers with me, scriptures, catechism, or your teacher. God bless you.